What's up everybody, John from Old Running Farm here. Thanks for joining us in today's video, which I think is going to be a Woodyard Wednesday video. We're heading out to the woodyard to do some building. So it's been a long time coming and I keep pushing it off, but I need to actually do it. I have a problem and the only solution is to build some stuff. So let's go down to the sawmill and tell you about it. All right, so there's a couple things. Number one, my main issue is top cuts, which are when I saw a log, the first basically 4 cuts are the top cuts, which are pieces like this, the ones that have bark on them. So some of them I can reuse and I can make like gnomes and ghosts and stuff. And then some of them are a little bit too thin, like this guy right here. And some of them are just a little bit odd, where they'll have like big dips and dives. So the problem comes in is that I don't have a good method currently of storing them. And it's not very efficient to like take the top cuts off and then sort of process them right there. So what I need to do is I need to have a method of storing these things just temporarily until I can do it. Because basically what I do is I'll mill a log, so I'll end up with 4 or more top cuts. And then again, some of them I can use, some of them I can't. And I need the forks to put on the finished products. So some of the top cuts I can actually put back on the mill, and then I've decided that I'll mill them down to sizes like this, and then I'll be able to put them through my wood chipper. And then I get wood chips just like that little pile over there. So that's definitely a good reuse of those top cuts. And so there's basically like 3 types of top cuts that I get to. One is basically, we'll call it scrap or trash, garbage. I can't use it. Number 2 is I can mill it down to this and chip it. And number 3 is keep. And now, some of the things we just get, they're like so varied, because logs are not always straight. So that's why there's some that it's just like it's not worth it to re-mill them, to resaw them into wood chipperable pieces. That's a new word, wood chipperable. And I can't make stuff out of it easily. So basically what I'd like to do here is come up with 2 things. So ideally I have some sort of rack right here, which is the back or the front side of my mill, depending on how you look at it. But so the mill head right now is at the position that I would be finishing a cut. So that's when the cut is done, and so I would have a top cut right here. And so instead of like bringing the sawmill head up and bringing it back, that's where it's going to be. So I have 2 options here. I'm thinking that I'm going to take the top cuts, I can take them off the log right here, and then have a little area right back here that's sort of in line with those log bunks. So I can pull the top cut basically right towards me and have a little rack right here. And then also, if you can see where those 4x4s are right there, I would have another rack right there so that I can come around on my tractor and pick it up. So the reason why I'm doing all this is because I spent yesterday afternoon sort of cleaning up this area, even though it doesn't look like it. It's been a mess and it's always an issue, and I have time to work on it now before we get into crazy show season. So I'm trying to get this into, operating shape. Because the other thing is, I have some of these logs stored here that I'm going to mill. And it's like, my log guy told me 2 days ago, he's like, I'm going to come tomorrow with some logs for you. And it's like, my log drop zone was full of logs. And so I got to try to get to the point where I have a routine, where there aren't things just sitting around, blah, blah, blah. So I had a bunch of old top cuts sitting on over there. So I created another spot over there where I can drop some logs, and I need to move some logs today. And yeah, so I just want to do some cleaning up. I want to see if I can build these racks that I'm talking about here, and we'll get to it. right, so this is sort of what we got so far. It's pretty close to nice. So this way, and I know it looks a little high, but so I'm gonna have, you know, it'll be a log up here. So the whole idea, and sorry, I'm so sweaty, it's very hot out. So I make a cut, and I take the top cut and I can sort of spin it, put it on here, and then I can pull it over here and then drop it down that side. So I have this here to just to keep it together. And then I'm gonna put some cross bracing on this, and then I'll also put a ton of cross bracing on this. And again, this doesn't need to be pretty, and this is so far all scrap wood, so very happy with that, and should be done relatively soon. Goodness gracious, it is hot out. But so this is what we got so far. Let's see. Hi-ya! So here we are in the mill. There it is back there. So I think this will be pretty good. I mean, obviously it is not very pretty. My one concern, so I'm gonna be able to come in with the tractor on this side. I have that big rock there, which I don't love, but I put in this second brace right here. I'm a little worried that when I come in with the forks, I might grab that instead of the things, the slab. So I just gotta be careful. I think I'll leave it there for now and see how it goes. But this thing is actually pretty solid. So I can't really lift it. So that's pretty good. All right, so maybe it's about time we fire up the mill and give her a test. All right, so I went and got one of the logs that I just got brought by the tree company. Look at this thing, like bleeding under that. It's crazy. So apparently that's cottonwood. I didn't know that cottonwood turned red when you remove the bark. But anyway, I'm gonna do a quick test on my new stupid little slab rack and see how it comes out. I forgot that I have a really dull blade on this thing. That's why it took a little bit longer, but let's see what we got. Well, certainly not as idiot-proof as I thought it was going to be. But I think maybe if I brought it a little bit closer, that would help. I may also need to just move it over a little bit. We'll have to see, it'll take some